Good. Um, hey everyone. Today we have an amazing conversation with Maryam. She is in our program Brand Builders Academy. She recently had her best day so far, like $500 a day in sales.
Mhm. Yes.
Awesome. And she is originally from Iran, right?
Right.
And lives in the United States. So would love to learn more about your story, and share some awesome insights with our people. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much for this time. Thank you. That's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maryam. So awesome. So yeah, if you can tell me more about your journey so far, like how you got into e-commerce.
So I've been in the United States since 2016. So it was not easy. That's a long story, and it was not easy at all. Um, and I think when we come here as refugee, so it's not easy. We have to build from scratch. Especially me being alone here and had to deal with everything by myself, had to learn everything, had to learn English in the beginning. So I came here, I couldn't speak English at all.
Wow.
So yes, and it was not easy coming from Middle East to United States. It's like two different worlds. It's not same at all. But yeah, I came here in 2016, December 2016. So I think in 2 months after I got here, I had to start working because I had no money. So that's why I couldn't even, you know, get to be in any English classes that some of my friends
Mhm.
they got a chance. I couldn't do that either. So um, yeah, I tried different jobs here during this time and learn English during working and friends, church stuff, and listening music, reading books, stuff like that. So yeah, but I always I feel like I want to do something great. I don't want to settle for a 9 to 5. I have big dreams. So
Mhm.
I've always looking for something and I knew I want to do something. So yeah, I've been researching, especially lately, about online stuff, online businesses, things like that, Amazon, stuff. And it was June 2024. So
Mhm.
I came across one of your content.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, yep, this is probably something similar that everybody else says,
Uh-huh.
trying to sell a course and stuff. And I was so skeptical. But anyway, I clicked the link for an interview. I got in and I'm here today.
That's awesome. And it's like so internally, like you always knew that like you wanna like build a business, you wanna do something different than the typical kind of path. Like, what was kind of like you, and you also mentioned, but at the same time you were like skeptical, like of all of the like education kind of like space.
Mhm.
What do you think like was the mindset shift for you that like, okay, so I will explore this, I'll learn it, I'll join the program, I'll learn from people who've done it before. Like, what was that mindset shift for you?
And that interview, I think it was with Christian.
Uh-huh.
So it took a long time, and this is so funny. I know he would he would see this interview, and he doesn't know about it. So he explained how things is in this business and stuff. One thing I really liked was that you have a community, and you have coaches, you have WhatsApp group stuff, people that surround you and you can learn from. You have people that support you. It is so
Hmm.
important for me because I'm not the person that you just give me or sell me a course and I can do it by myself. I'm not that person. I need people to, ask question, be available for me. And all this conversation, it took a long, maybe an hour. So I was still so nervous, skeptical. And when we talked about the pricing and stuff, I told him that, okay, I need to find my credit cards. And he said, how much time do you need? I said, maybe like 10, 20 minutes because I don't know where my credit cards are, which it was a lie. I know it was like in front of me. So yeah, he said, okay, I'm waiting for you. And it took 20 minutes. I never told him this. It took 20 minutes. We paused things for me to find their credit cards. So 20 minutes, I was sitting there like right now. I was sitting there. I was so nervous. And 100 times I was going to push the button and, um, get off this interview and cancel everything.
Hmm.
20 minutes was not an easy for me. I was thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, what I'm doing. I don't know what is this. They're gonna take my money, they're gonna do, it's a scam, stuff like that. I was funny. After 20 minutes, we logged back in and he was there and yeah, I got in. I'm sorry, Kristen. That 20 minutes I was just
And I totally understand it. Like when I was starting out, like there was no, like, I think the space right now is education is there's a lot more people. Like before then, it wasn't that sophisticated, but also like was super skeptical of the whole like industry.
right.
And but then now, like, reflecting back, like the programs I joined, the mentorship I got, the coaching, like all
Right.
of those things can like pretty much kind of like pivoted my path and
Mhm.
help me to get progress like so much faster. Because you know in everything you want to learn in life, like for example, like you mentioned, for you the goal was the financial freedom, like you didn't want to go the typical path.
Mhm.
You can probably go there and try to figure out by yourself. And it's definitely like possible, definitely doable. But then at the same time, if you do it with help from someone else who's done it before, like it's just a lot faster. That's basically the main kind of like upside. Like if someone guiding you to do it, like then it could happen a lot faster.
Right.
um so I appreciate you sharing, by the way.
you know but I really I learned a lot. Like, you have no idea how much I learned, how much I grow during this time. Like, i'm not I'm not a tech savvy at all. So
Mhm.
things for me takes longer than maybe some other people, some other, you know guys like tech nerd that they do things quick. For
Mhm.
me, it just takes time. So that's awesome that you have coaches, that you have group, that you have people that you can ask questions. You have always this support. That is the most important thing, I think.
Hmm. And so for you, like you still work a 9 to 5 job, right?
I still work two jobs. That this is something that I want to share because one thing that we always struggle with, that we don't have time to
Right.
do, for me is the same. I still work two jobs, one full time, one part time.
Uh-huh.
I was struggling. I was asking people, oh, I don't have time, what to do? I cannot do this. But I talked to myself one day.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, it is what it is. So think about something, what you're going to do. What I do during this time, I sometimes I come home around 5 p.m.
Hmm.
Sometimes I have to do the second job during the weekend. But I come home, most of time I don't even have time to cook dinner. Most of time I have just a shake, like a protein shake, something,
Uh-huh.
because I really don't have time. And I just sit here that I am, and sometimes until, especially lately, during last month or this month actually, most of time I slept 2 a.m., 3 a.m., then I have to wake up at 7 a.m.
Wow.
It's, and I told myself it's not easy.
Hmm.
It's not supposed to be easy. If I was going to looking for something easy, I had a 9 to 5. It's not great, but it's okay. You know,
Hmm.
I can survive, I can pay my bills, and I can have some rest, fun after work on the weekends. But this is not something I want. So I'm like, you have to sacrifice things to get whatever you want.
Mm. Wow, this is such a good point. Like you basically have this conversation with yourself, and you're telling yourself it's not supposed to be easy, because I think the perception of the business, like in general, and that's the perception I had, like that the business is like, you start something and it works right away, and then it's like, you have all of the lifestyle and all of the things that come with with successful business. But reality is, like, at the beginning, especially if you're starting from scratch, there's a lot of new things to learn. You have to allocate time to it, you have to allocate energy to it, you have to sacrifice some things in the short term in order to make that business get it off the ground.
Right.
And I think this is just like such an important mindset shift for people that are getting into the business, that it's not going to be easy, right? And you'll have to sacrifice certain things. Either it's time that you allocate for other things, maybe some social kind of like interactions. Like
Mhm.
the time has to come from somewhere.
Right.
So for you, like, so you got on this journey. Like, how was it, like, at the beginning? Like you mentioned, you're not technical person, there's a lot of like new things that you had to learn. Like, was it overwhelming at the beginning, like?
It was. It was. I have no idea. It was so hard for me, all the new thing. And, first of all, I have something that I always wanted to say somewhere, and this is the place. This, Hey Kobo, if I'm saying his name right, he is awesome. There was no way that I learned things if someone is teaching this.
Mm,
So he is awesome. But yeah, it was not easy at all. All the new information, all the new thing. It was so overwhelming for me. And um, I remember that, especially that, at the beginning, those poor coaches, they have to deal with, you know, different thing is not easy. And Tommy Castellano is my coach. He's awesome. And
mhm.
I remember all the time, I'm like, Tommy, and it was true. Most of time, it was so scary to me to even open the laptop and start doing things.
Mm,
It was that scary to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I do it? You know. So yeah, it was not easy, but the good thing is those step by step, teaching and courses and everything. So I think with those courses that you create, like everyone can do it. And if
mm.
I did it, if I learned it, means you guys can do it.
It's awesome. People are asking if this is live or this is recorded. Like, this is live, guys. So with that, like, what was the most difficult part for you, like, in terms of the learning process? Was it just the Shopify, like the kind of technical? Was it the ads? Like, what was the most kind of difficult part for you?
Everything. any any step I'm in, I'm like, this is the hardest part. When I learn that, so that thing becomes easy. Then you
Uh-huh.
go to the other step. I'm like, oh my gosh, something new. But that is great when you learn things and things become easy. That's an awesome feeling.
Mm,
For me, when I look back and the amount of things I've learned is just amazing to myself, you know. So, yeah, learning process and it's I love it. You
mm.
have to love it somehow to be able to do it.
So you have to enjoy the process of
To enjoy it,
learning.
right? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, there is. I think there is something. From scientists, there is the fixed. I think there's a fixed mindset. There's two types of kind of like mindset people have, like the fixed mindset, like, okay, this is what I know, this is how everything works, and kind of like people operate in that mode like their whole life. And there is also the growth mindset, right? Like where, okay, I know this, but I don't know these other things, and I'm learning them as you do it. Like your brain basically kind of like reprograms, right, with all of this like new information, new
Right.
connections between like brain cells. And we just live right now in this kind of like age, in a period of history where like it's just mandatory to be adaptive and to learn. Like
Mhm.
even with even with people like working like regular jobs, you know in our business we're using a lot of AI, and it's just like incredible like what AI can do these days, like with kind of like automating the whole like business processes, like simplifying, speeding up certain like processes in business. And I'm just reflecting like this will impact a lot of people. And so whether people watching, listening, whether you work a 9 to 5 job or you want to build your own business, like you will have to learn new skills, you will have to become better at what you do, because like these AI tools will be replacing many jobs. and
Exactly.
um
Right.
and so, but as you have this growth mindset, okay, so this thing I can do faster, I can do more efficiently, you learn
Mm-hmm.
how to use technology to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you're building your own business or you just work in 9 to 5, like if you work in 9 to 5, like I mean, you'll be more valuable to your company because now you can amplify what you can produce and the output. And then if you have your own business, like you'll just have a competitive advantage and you'll move a lot faster.
Right. Exactly. When I look back to the few months back before I started this journey, I feel like I was blind. I didn't know anything. The amount of things that I know now that I learned is just, I'm like a different person now.
Mhm. And so what was like, so once you, because it's scary, usually people are afraid of changes, right? Like as
Right.
humans, like if something works, okay, let's keep doing this, like, or kind of
Right.
like, and it's kind of like outside of the comfort zone for us,
Mhm.
humans, like in general. So what was that kind of like, so you realize, for example, that it's like a lot of new information, like you have to learn like many new skills, it's overwhelming. At that point, basically consciously or subconsciously, you had two choices. One choice is like, okay, this is like too much, I want to just go back to kind of like the path that I had previously, or kind of get on this journey of like self-development, learning, becoming an entrepreneur, and kind of like learning all of these skills. What was that kind of like, was that even going through your mind, kind of like, did you even give yourself that option?
This is still comes to my mind. It's not like at some point your mind would stop. No, your mind would never stop. And I think this is maybe mind's tactic to protect you,
Right.
to, you know, make you do things that I know it's safe. I think this is, these thoughts still come to my mind. It's not like, okay, no more. Those negative thoughts, you won't believe, Alex. I had some nights that I couldn't sleep. It's 2 a.m., it's 3 a.m., scary thoughts, everything. What
Mm.
if I'm wrong? What if it doesn't work? What am I doing here? Um, oh, I should have done those 9 to 5 things, and you know, to be safe, and so it was so scary. Some nights, you don't believe it. I just got out home, got to car, start driving like an hour in the streets, listening to some music, and that the only way I could get out of those, just get out of house and get out of those thoughts.
Hmm.
It's not easy. I think it's uh my belief is, we eat every day, like we eat lunch, we eat dinner, we eat food every day because our body needs food.
Hmm.
Also, our mind and soul needs food, everyday food. You have to feed your mind every day. It's not like, okay, it's done, I'm good, no negative thoughts, things. No, it's not. It's just everyday battle.
Hmm.
You have to learn, you have to feed your mind, you have to do it in everyday, daily basis, by reading books, listening to podcasts. It's just a battle. You have to keep going, and um you will get there.
Wow, I love that. This is such a good point. Like that it's never ending. It's never ending journey, right? Like
Right.
with especially like for me, like I come from, I'm from Ukraine, and like the amount of like beliefs that I had to change
Right.
about business, about
I
people,
know.
about entrepreneurship, about like all of these things that I had to basically kind of just like retrain myself. And sometimes, I see some of the behavior patterns like from the past that like I see, oh wow, just what, why did I just do that? Like it makes no sense.
Right.
And
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, also me coming from Middle East, being a woman from Middle East, it's just a different story, you know.
mm,
So come from to US from Middle East is just a whole different thing. Then you have to uh but I always say when you survive Middle East, you will survive anywhere else in the world. Yeah, but it was not easy. All those thoughts, and you are a woman, you cannot do that for 1,000 reasons. I think everybody in their mind has reasons that I cannot do that for these reasons.
mhm,
Everybody has those things. For me, I cannot do that because I live here alone. I have to keep my 9 to 5 to survive because I provide for my family back home. I provide
mhm,
for 3 families. It's not easy for me even to take a day off, you know. So I'm not a tech savvy. I don't know anything about these technical things. I have to, you say, if you say something or some to someone else, they may do it in an hour, 30 minutes. For
mhm,
me, it would take 2 days to figure out, to Google it, to cat GPT things,
mhm,
These things in my mind are like, I cannot do it for this reason. Again, I am working on my beliefs and thoughts.
mhm,
No, I can do it. I'm a strong, I can learn, and I can do it, even if it takes time, but I can do it because I'm focused on whatever I want. So it's a power. When you stay focused, it's power. Thoughts come. You just ignore them. You don't have
mm.
to believe it.
Wow, this is so like, because yeah, we come from like, you know we don't choose, like we don't choose the country we were born in, right? We don't choose the initial circumstances, we don't choose the family we were born in. And so as we grow up, we basically have all of these, like basically the whole like baggage of all of these kind of like
Exactly.
beliefs.
I know. I know. Yeah.
And then it's like, if you want to have like a different path in life, it's basically kind of like 24/7 job to just work on those beliefs, install like new beliefs, right? And then consistently kind of like reinforce them with action. Because the more you do something, the more you believe you can do even more. And so it just like never ending kind of like, yeah, like you said, like it's never ending battle with your own mind.
Right. It's a daily battle. But yeah, you have to learn, you have to read books, you have to, listen to podcasts, music, everything. I used to, of course, all of us listen to music in our car, but those you or Mark, especially Mark, videos, podcasts, everything. This is my favorite thing to listen to in the car, on the way to work. So yeah, you will have time to do things if you want.
Mm, that's awesome. So when you started, when you started on this like e-commerce journey, like how your beliefs about like e-commerce, like did you look at e-commerce like differently, like then once you started getting deeper and understanding how e-commerce works and everything, like was it different kind of like what you have experienced from what you believed before was true?
Yes, I mean, Alex, I didn't even know what e-commerce is. To have a belief, like I didn't know anything. I thought Shopify is something like Amazon, something
Uh-huh.
like that. But when I got in and I step by step learning things, and I'm like, you know, the beauty of this business is for something like me or whoever that uh sometimes you see yourself small, you know, for so many reasons, or weak or whatever. But now I'm like, oh, I am building my own brand. Imagine.
Mhm.
So this is awesome. It's still unbelievable for me when I look at my past, the life I had, all those obstacles, all those problems that still I'm living in. But you have to be proud of yourself, whoever doing this. We all have problems, we all have different things, and most of the time we think, oh, my problem is the biggest one. So no, you're not, is not. I would tell you my story and you would appreciate your life.
Mm.
And I'm doing a great thing in my life, like building my own brand. It's not something small, it's huge. And um I'm proud of myself, to be honest.
Mm. And I'm proud of you that like you were brave enough to like overcome all of this kind of like skepticism, like internal, like when you joined us and like you started to get on this journey, because it's something that most people like never overcome. They just get back to the comfort zone, you
Right.
know, stay there, and then more time passes by and they realize, okay, I probably need to do it. But then like it could be like 5-10 years from now, right?
Hmm.
It's like, and that 5-10 years, like if you dedicate to learning like new skills, building a business, whatever that is, it just like you will learn so much. Like you will like you'll get so much progress like in those years. Like if you're truly
Hmm.
good, so your life will change dramatically. Um, so for you, like, and also, I mean, the important thing you just mentioned was that even if you have like small wins, like it's important to give yourself credit,
Exactly.
because usually it's like, okay, something have, oh, what, as humans as well, like we like to focus on negative things. Okay, oh, I don't know how to do this, oh, this doesn't work and this doesn't work. But there is like, okay, you got your first sale, oh, you build a website, oh, you just launched your first.
Exactly. Hmm.
Yeah, it's not perfect and it will never be perfect, but it's like you got something done and it's like a small win that you can build on top of. Like, okay, if I did this, I can probably do this as well, and kind of like consistently reinforcing that self-belief and confidence, because at the end of the day, that's what drives our whole behavior. If we believe that we can do something, then we can figure out a way to make it happen. Like,
Exactly. For me, something I learned is if you look at the whole thing, it's scary. For me, I'm like, how can I build a website? It was so scary. But for me, like doing small steps every day, just break it down. I learned that just don't overthink, just don't think much about what it's gonna look like, or like building website or everything. For me, it's like, okay, what can I do today? Let's do this for today. Let's even don't think about the results.
hmm,
Just the smallest steps that they can do today and finish it. Because when you think of results, it's scary. And you see a big, huge giant in front of you that you don't know how to deal with. Just forget about that thing and do like small steps daily, even if just one small thing adding to your website or whatever you're doing. And those small steps would build the thing that you want.
hmm, for sure. So what's for you, like what kind of products, like you decided, what kind of products you decided to focus on, what niche?
I started with beauty. I tried a travel niche. Then I
Uh-huh.
came back to beauty, and that product uh, made me get banned and everything. My
Uh-huh.
agency account, then business manager, then Facebook and everything. And now imagine me not knowing anything, just started, and now I have to deal with getting banned and agency accounts and just finding another Facebook because I couldn't use myself anymore. So
Uh-huh.
I was searching. It's not easy, to find someone that just give away their Facebook to you to use it. It took 2 months for me, more than 2 months, to be able to find the Facebook page. Then I didn't know what agency account is. So I learned what agency account is, another, business manager and stuff. It took 2 months, more than 2 months for me to rebuild all these things.
Hmm.
Um, I've never I've never used proxy. I didn't know what proxy is. It's funny, I know. I'm like, I've just heard of proxy. I've never used proxy. I didn't know. Even that thing, I had to learn. Just,
Hmm.
I know for people that watching this, it's so funny for some people, but for me, I had to learn every detail, like everything. So yeah, I rebuilt that in 2 month, 2 month and a half. And I tried another product in kids niche, didn't work. Then I tried another one in baby niche, and especially first week, 10 days, uh, it was so good. Uh, 2,000 plus sales.
Hmm.
I'm working on this again. It's not something like, okay, I'm there.
Hmm.
Here it's done. It's not something like that. It's just the everyday challenge, everyday thing, ups and downs. So you just don't give up. That's it. It's not easy. It's hard. Some days are really harder than you imagine. But you just keep going, and I believe God or universe or whatever you believe will reward people that keep working, keep focusing on something, and people who don't give up.
Hmm. 100%. And it's like, yeah, if we reflect, like, for example, even if we look like at the most like successful people,
Mm-hmm,
usually, what's getting glorified is like their successes, what they have achieved.
mm-hmm,
But usually we don't see like what really happened behind the scenes.
right.
All of the pain, like all of the challenges, all of the obstacles that those people had to overcome.
Mm-hmm,
Because it's like, if people would know, like they would be like, oh, it would be totally different perspective. So I think it's like you said previously, the amount of sacrifices like you have to do in order to build something is just probably a lot more than you think. And kind of, but getting your mindset in that direction, like expecting that will happen, will just give you the right, tools. Like if that happens, okay, yes, I have to deal with it. It's not so, like you said, it's not supposed to be easy. And if with that mindset, it's a lot easier to like not get demotivated once
Right.
things not going the way that we want.
Right. Exactly.
So for you right now, like how in terms of like time, like you just working on the business, like when you finish with your second job.
Yes, I have a 9 to 5. My second job is part-time, so it's not every day, but sometimes also weekends. Yeah, as I told you, I come home and again I sacrifice many things. I have a big group of friends here, those party friends and stuff. We used to go, we used to do a lot, like parties, travel, everything.
Uh-huh.
But now for me, maybe 1 out of 20 parties I go, which is
Uh-huh.
really important. Let's say it's just my best friend's birthday because I really don't have time. People complain, my friends will complain. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So it is what it is. And yes, I get home around 5 or sometimes 6 if it's not later because of my second job. As soon as I get home, I just change. I grab something, make it milkshake or something. I sit here, right here that I am now, and I start working. And until late night, this past 2 3 weeks, I think I lost maybe around 10 pounds,
Oh wow.
if it's not more. Yeah, and I just working until 2 3 a.m. It's not easy, but
Mhm.
when you have something in your mind, when you have a goal, when you have something, because you know what I believe is, okay, when things get so hard for me and kind of disappointed, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, it's hard, I know, but you can just quit. But think about 5 years from now.
Mm.
What if you just keep going? What if, you know, um, just don't give up? And, again, it's just a everyday challenge, everyday battle that you have to overcome. And you would find time if, yeah, I'm working 2 jobs, so I have time to do it. Means
Mm.
somebody else can do it.
That's very inspiring. Like it's, yeah, like you said, people making like excuses. I mean, I'm the same. Like I used to like, oh, I cannot do this and I cannot do that. Oh, I don't have time for it. Like,
Right.
for example, I started I gained like 50 pounds. Like I got like when I came to United States, I came here like 5 years ago. I gained like 50 pounds. I got overweight, like, and and then I would be like, oh, need to go to the gym, but like, oh no, but I need to work, right? Like, oh, I need to work, I need to work,
Right.
and so kind of like constant. Oh, I need to make like actually like get some good food. Oh no, I don't have time. Let me just get whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever is the easiest to get, and like it just kind of like this, and then at some point I just like, wait a minute, this is important, this is important,
Right.
like i have
Right.
to I have to make time for it, I have to make it happen, because like what if I just leave it like that, like then I don't want to be like you know like in bad shape like for the rest of my life and have like health issues and stuff. And it's kind of like whatever we and it's kind of like self-talk, it's all self-talk, right? At the end of the day, it's like, how do we explain certain things to ourselves, and how do we motivate ourselves? Like sometimes that can come from the outside, and you can feed your mind with like some great information that kind of like gets your mind in the right direction. But most of the time it's just like self-talk, like how we explain certain things to ourselves to make us do certain things. Because most of the time we probably know exactly what we need to do, but getting ourselves to do it is the hardest part, right? And explaining the actual like motivation, and the reason why, like why do you even do this, like why, why it's so important to you that it's actually worth doing without seeing instant results. Because like like you mentioned, it's you might be working, like for example, getting the business off the ground is not easy. Like it's probably one of the hardest things. Like taking the business, let's say from like 1 million, because we've done it many times, like taking the business like from 1 million to 10 million is a lot easier than taking the business from zero to the first million. It's like literally the hardest part. But at the same time, the things that you learn on this journey, like getting something from zero to a million, those are so incredibly valuable, because like now you know exactly how to do it. Now you know all of the moving parts, so now you can do it again and again and again. So but like really just like the internal battle, like every day, like you mentioned.
Exactly. And yeah, again, this is there's something that really help is just every day read books, like listen to podcasts or whatever that helps. Unless those negative thoughts, it's just will destroy us. It's not easy. Like for me, I'm like, oh, I live here alone. English is my third language actually. And I still, when I read books, I have my phone and I translate some words I don't understand. I have to translate and read. And oh my gosh, I'm not a tech savvy. I don't know this, I don't know that, all these things. And I think this is whoever win are not the people that know more or people that have, their IQ is, high, or no, the people that just never give up, those people will win.
That's awesome. So for you right now, like do you run like ads on Facebook right now?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
got everything back like and recovered?
Yes.
Nice.
It was not easy. It was another story that I had to learn. Oh my gosh, ads on Facebook. What is this again? you know, why nobody told me that from the beginning? you know.
I remember, when I first had my ad account shut down, it was, like quite a few years ago. It was depressing. I got depressed for like a month. I
Right?
thought this is it.
Mhm.
I thought this is like the end of the world. Now,
Exactly.
now if you have the ad account shut down, okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Like,
Like a
you are.
game now for you. Yeah. For me also, I run that product. I run ads and the night, and I'm like, tomorrow I will wake up to so many sales because it was a good product and stuff, and it was a holiday something, and I'm like Christmas or something, and I'm like, okay, I will wake up tomorrow to like 100 sales, and I woke up to a banned ad account. Next day, business manager shut down everything. Yeah, it was hell. But yeah, I'm like, okay, well, you can now just think about, okay, what I can do now for this.
Mm.
It's not easy. It's not easy at all. I had really, really, really difficult moments, days during this journey, this few months, personal problems, family issues, business, job, everything. But these things just make me stronger.
Mm. I love that perspective. So when your business, like, so you focusing on business, you getting some good traction there. Like, what's your plan? Like, once the business starts to pick up, you wanna quit your 9 to 5?
Of course, of
That's a
course,
goal.
that's my dream. I have planned for that. I have planned for a couple of my friends to do a goodbye party things. I have planned for that day.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I was just thinking, it's the journey, like you mentioned, like the journey so you from Middle East, like all of the kind of like mindset shift that you had to have, and also the kind of all of the obstacles and challenges. At the end of the day, like those are blessings,
Mhm.
because like those blessings,
Right.
like they make you stronger. And if you look at it from that perspective, um, it just like I'm also like reflecting on my journey too, like kind of like all of the hard things like that I had to overcome. It's just like you just like, okay, this happens, whatever. Like
Mhm.
I overcame like much harder stuff in the past.
Right.
So this is just like, okay, just another one of those small issues.
Hmm. Exactly. That's right.
So Maryam, it's a tremendously like inspirational story, and I'm looking forward to when yeah when the day you quit your job. Like I want to have like another.
Oh, of course. Yeah. That's gonna be a goodbye party. I will
Yeah.
message you. And you're
Let's do it.
invited.
Thank you. Where are you based?
I live in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think you're in Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm in Miami.
I would love to drive down sometime to, have a meeting to just even an
For
hour,
sure.
spending time with you. Oh my gosh, it's just life changing. I
For
know.
sure. Mark is here as well.
Yeah,
And
Mark is awesome. Mark is great. Like I learned a lot from him. I mean, he's just amazing. He's just amazing.
he is great. He's a lot better at like explaining things than me. Like, he can
You're
simplify.
awesome. You're
That's
awesome. You're awesome.
thank you. Yeah, Miriam, super inspiring story. Looking forward to see your next breakthroughs, and it's incredible. Like, kind of just those learnings. I think even for everyone who can reflect on their situation, look at it from a different angle. That no matter what we have, like we don't choose the circumstances that life gives us, but we can choose the actions that we do on a day-to-day basis, and throughout those actions we can change the course of our lives. And you're literally the life example of that. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you
um,
so much, Alex. Thank you so very much for this time. It's just my honor to, have this time to, you know, talk to you and the other people that um, they get disappointed. It's just normal, okay? Negative thoughts, it's normal. You just don't have to accept it. You just keep going, even just the small steps every day, even just one small step a day, that will work.
hmm, 100%. Thank you so much, Maryam. Thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the celebration party.
Sure. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you
Yeah.
so very much. You're awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Maryam. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.